Fortnite has had some great seasons on its run, and really, I liked the game at any point. Even when it was at its worst points, I still enjoyed it to a certain degree, but it's definitely had its bad seasons. Let's keep it a buck. Now, although there is some objectivity to what makes a season good or bad, there's not really any good or bad seasons confirmed. It can be whatever your opinion is, but no matter what, in my opinion, I think even throughout the bad seasons, there's always something good within them, or a lot of things good within them that just went wrong halfway through or just didn't really feel right in that season. So in this video, I thought we'd go through some of those, take a look at what made them so bad, and then also take a look at the good points of them and what made them good to a certain degree. So let's just get the video started. Starting off with I see to be the worst Fortnite season of all time, Chapter 2 Season 6 was just too much new things going on at once and not too many new things that really made the game fun. Don't get me wrong, there was a lot of great ideas in here like bows, things like that, but at the end of the day, it was almost as if I wasn't even playing Fortnite anymore and just a really boring survival game. But really, with as much hate as I give to this season, there were some really great ideas within it, especially when it came to mechanics. They were popping off with them. You know, they just weren't that good. Now to start off with the mechanics and the loot pool, I did really enjoy the crafting idea. I just don't think that the things that you needed for the crafting idea were that fun, to be honest. I hated the makeshift weapons and I hated that they added them. I think it honestly would just be better if they added some side grading option where you could either have the mechanic weapons or the primal weapons and you could just switch between the two. The way that it was working out with the makeshift weapons, it was just annoying. I hated them. They were underpowered. But I think a better idea for the crafting system would have just been to keep the side grading all the way, as in the fact that you could just side grade to a gun that wasn't even in the game, as in a different AR that we didn't have, like the burst AR, or a different shotgun we didn't have, like the combat shotgun. That would be a actually good idea when it came to the crafting, not this dumbass makeshift stuff. Bows carried this entire season. I love the addition of those, especially with how much you could customize them, and the grapple bow. The vehicle mods were pretty cool. I liked how they did that, and even, don't get me wrong, as mid as the Spire was, the jump boots were really cool. I loved how they added those, and they really haven't done anything like them, which is kind of annoying, kind of sad, kind of disappointing. So I hope they do something like that again. Not much I can say for the map. It was pretty ugly, pretty boring, but at least there was changes here, where in the next two seasons that were better than this season, we got no map changes. Chapter 2 Season 7, great season, horrible map, or at least when it came to the map upgrades. The map was fine by itself, but like, where is anything new? The battle pass is really good this season. Lara Croft, Raven, Agent Jones, Raz, Tirana, and honestly, Tirana grew on me. I used to hate the skin. I really like it now, to be honest with you. And most of these skins had to grow on me. I think Cloak was pretty ugly, but I liked him at first because I was dumb. I was a dumb little boy. But anyways, I think Neymar was the dumbest thing to add in this battle pass. Why do we need Neymar Jr. in a battle passable caveman? Like, what? Like, where does this make sense in any way, shape, or form? But yeah, this season had no hope after they decided to add animals. I don't care what anyone says. Someone in the comment section one time got mad at me because I didn't like animals. I don't care what you have to say. They're such a bad addition. They're so annoying. They're always attacking you. Get them out of here. But overall, great ideas for this season. Horrible execution. I think it would have been a lot better if they didn't try to change so much. I do like when they change the game up a lot, shake it up in a different way, but this season just didn't do a good job of that. Now, Chapter 3 Season 4 is a season I view as tied with as bad as Primal, just because this season was honestly a mess. There were some really cool things in here, which I'm going to get into, but this season had nothing going for it, to be honest. I know a lot of people that like this season, but for me, I did not enjoy it at all. But yeah, the loot pool basically carried here. The glue gun, really cool. I love the glue gun. I don't care what anyone says about it being overpowered or too annoying. Add that shit back to the game. I will be so happy to see it again. I love when they add these crazy things to the game, and yes, I get annoyed with them when I die to them. That's not my problem. It's still fun. And if it does get added back, I will probably look back at this video and hate myself for saying that, but I don't really care. The chrome guns are pretty cool too. They had some interesting ideas to them. Not anything crazy in my opinion. I didn't really care for them, but they did try, and you gotta give them props for that. The grapple glove was probably the best thing here when it got added back. It wasn't anything new because we got it last season, but it was still cool to see a return for Spider-Gwen, even though we could have just got spider webs, so I guess that's kind of a point below. But we did get slide kicking, so that was pretty cool. Carried the season, honestly. Other than the chrome stuff, which was interesting at the start, got pretty boring by the end of it, but again, they were trying with new things. I did like the mechanic. It was fun for a little bit, but this season was just pretty boring all around. Gotta be honest though, that battle pass did go pretty hard. I can't dog in the battle pass too much. I do hear people hating on the battle pass, saying it was the worst part of the season, and I think that's a little crazy. Like, this battle pass is pretty good in my opinion. That's better winning it. And, you know, some other characters that I can't even name off the top of my head, so maybe I'm going against myself here, but there were some pretty cool skins here. Like, I won't lie. But then again, it didn't have a good season to it, so they could have saved it for another season. I don't know. But again, great ideas, or mostly good ideas, really poor execution. This is honestly worse than Primal in some ways, in a lot of ways, honestly. Not as bad though, definitely not. It's up there though. Now, Chapter 3, Season 3 is a season I see get a lot of hate. I think it is a little overhated, but then again, I got bored of the season in like 2 weeks, so I honestly gotta agree with them. The map was honestly the best part of the season, to be real with you. The Rave Cave, top 15 POI, don't care what anyone says, maybe even a top 10. I loved going around this thing, more fun than the game half the time. And top to bottom, it was huge. Like, I don't care what anyone says, this is probably one of the biggest POIs if we're talking about size and how much it had to offer. It's pretty crazy, honestly. And bring the ballers back. All W's around for the reality tree. All W's around for those mushrooms that bounced you up. I thought they did some pretty cool things here, but then again, it just wasn't enough to keep you hooked, especially when it's a summer season. You want to keep the players hooked. Reality seeds were pretty cool. I liked how they could carry around. They did a lot of good things in this season or in this chapter where you could carry one thing from another game into a new game. That was cool. Don't get me wrong. I liked that they did that with the reality trees, especially how you could get loot. But then again, I did have some complaints that it made the game too hard because some people had really good loot, some people had bad loot, but that's just a skill issue, I think. The grab below was really cool. The Goku update was great. There was a lot of cool, interesting guns that were getting added, but I just feel like overall, it wasn't enough to carry a summer season. Like a summer season, everyone's home. You gotta be putting in the work, and they just didn't really do it this season, I feel. I did hear this is the season where they added riding animals, which I thought was Chapter 2, Season 6. Apparently not. Apparently it was this season, which I think that was a pretty cool addition. I liked riding animals. It gave them a use and a purpose than just eating you up. They did make the world feel a little more alive, but this season had animals, so that kind of brought it down in my opinion. Get animals out of any season. They don't need to be added. They're just so annoying. But if you could ride them, it is pretty cool. And even the battle pass, Eevee, Snap, Dua Lipa, the Stormfairer guy, Darth Vader, which made no sense in here. Indiana Jones was also made no sense in here. Malik, Sabina, all solid skins. It just felt a little crazy, but it did kind of make sense for a season like this where everyone's vibing, they're chilling. I just don't think Indiana Jones and Darth Vader made much sense. And yes, I know the Donald Mustard thing. I understand that. I'm just saying. Now, when I ran a community post, everyone said this is the worst season, and I'm gonna be real with you guys. I don't like this season that much. I don't enjoy it, but out of all the seasons I mentioned here, I think this is probably the best one, which I know. I understand that. But listen, I think this season had some pretty cool ideas that were executed properly, a pretty cool loophole. It was just ruined by the jungle. Alright, starting off with this loophole, I already love the Maven Auto, and you guys know that. So that was here. Havoc Shotgun was here. The Sharp Tooth Shotgun was here. I think the Drum Shotgun was here for a little bit, which is whatever. We had the Reaper Explosive Rifle, which is one of my favorite items they've ever added to the game. The Mammoth Pistol, which people loved. Then you also had the plants in the jungle that were great for, endgame healing with the slurp plants. You had the bomb plants, where were like a whole Zelda thing. That was interesting. The, whole stink plants, those were cool. I think there was the flower plants that flew up in the sky. Those were amazing. All the plants were really interesting and added a lot to the gameplay. You had the vine, like the vine rails. Those were cool coming from Mega City to these. You can now use them all over the map. I just think the jungle itself was just annoying to look at. It didn't really feel right playing through it. I think Kirky Compound, though, was a pretty good POI. It added a lot to the gameplay, in my opinion. I always landed there. There, Mega City were my drop spots, especially after they got rid of Anvil, which made no sense. I don't know why they had to do that, but, whatever. The other POI was ass, though. It didn't really need to be there. Then we had the fucking Riz Battle Pass, as people call it. I don't really understand the whole Riz aspect. I think the only baddie in here is Era. Now, I got a little off topic there. I don't think any of them are bad. They're Fortnite skins. Now, I definitely don't think Era's bad. Lorenzo, pretty cool guy. Looked pretty interesting. Trace, pretty cool. All the skins in here are cool, especially Era. And that's not me simping, but that skin went pretty hard. I gotta be real with you. I also forgot to mention this, but the fact that you could ride the raptors around with the little raptor eggs. I hate raptors. They're really annoying. They ruined the season for me, but I thought riding them was pretty sick. And when they weren't attacking me and I was riding them, I did enjoy the season a lot. I gotta be real with you guys. And I had Mega City, so I can't complain too much. I honestly kind of think I overhated on the season. Prime was still ass, and it's kind of like the season, but Wilds, little overhated. Like I said in Chapter 4 video, it's a little overhated. Not that good, though. Like, it still has its bad parts to it. But yeah, there's really no objectivity to what a good or bad season means in Fortnite, so it just depends on what your opinion is on the season overall. I did think that a lot of these seasons had some great things about them. I played them for, the least I played some of these were like a week or two, but most of them, especially Wilds, I think I played for almost the entire summer. So even though they were pretty bad, there were still things that were keeping me hooked at the end of the day and keeping me coming back, especially that JJK collab, which I forgot to mention, that's my bad. But overall, I think all these seasons have something good about them, and in my opinion, I don't think there's a really horrible Fortnite season. There's just ones that don't really add up to the rest of them. So comment down below what you guys think of these seasons, or what your least favorite season is, or maybe what your hot take is, because I've had some hot takes in this video, I'm not gonna lie. But I'll see you guys later, and again, thank you guys for 4K. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but I'm very grateful for that. I love you guys, love this community, and I'll see you guys later.